An open-minded Tyler Herro has showed up the media day for this Miami Heat organization, and it seems like we're getting all the right answers from all of the right players. I'll break down what I mean on this episode of Heat Digest, breaking down the quotes and the clips from Miami Heat media day surrounding Tyler Herro. And now let's get to it and break down the Tyler Herro updates again from this Miami Heat media day. We just brought you a Jimmy Butler updates, really a check-in from Jimmy Butler, and this one is more of just an update on Tyler Herro and really just great news coming from Tyler Herro in the sense that it seems like the attitude and the overall mentality going into this season is drastically different from Tyler Herro due to what happened last year and in the years prior. It seems like he has fully made the adjustments going into this going out of this offseason into this regular season. Now we'll break down this article written by Anthony Chang titled Heat's Tyler Herro arrives the media day with one big goal. It's all about staying healthy. Now this is exactly what we want to hear from Tyler Herro, who has been riddled with injuries year after year. Now this article goes on to say, and I quote, being able to stay healthy, I think that will help being more durable. Having a little bigger frame throughout an 82-game season, Herro said, of the added weight. Going on to say, and I quote again, then just taking care of my body recovery-wise and truly being professional. I put the work in on the court and in the weight room. Now it's all about staying healthy and putting that recovery work in as well. And again, that is a quote from Tyler Herro, and this is, again, exactly what we want to hear as Miami Heat fans, without a doubt. Whether you're a fan of Tyler Herro or not, whether or not Tyler Herro drives you crazy 95% of the time or not, this is what you want to hear from Tyler Herro. As we know, it's hard for him to stay on the floor. Now, here are his stats. Sorry for skipping through. But again, last year he played in 42 of the 82 games. That's not going to get it done. It's just above half. That is not going to get it done for a starting shooting guard. But again, remember that for just a second because it's all going to make a full circle as Tyler Herro may not be the starter going into next season. But again, we'll break that down in just a second. If we look through the earlier seasons Tyler Herro has had, as he's just now going into his sixth season in the NBA. Yes, he's still extremely young. We have to remind ourselves of that as he's going on to the age of 25. Again, it's ridiculous to think how young this young man is. But again, games played in the last few years, 42 last year, 67 the year before that, which is pretty good. 66, 54, and 55. Overall, pretty good, but again, we want to see those 65 and up numbers from a player we expect to be a starter on this team, a 20-point-per-game scorer on this team. But again, we'll move on. We broke down this article. Now, here is some of the bigger news. Again, shout out to Brady Hawk on Twitter, BradyHawk305. He's phenomenal, us covering this Miami Heat team, not only the quotes and such, but also breaking down game footage and breaking down the itty-bitty things going on schematically on the floor. He's phenomenal. Shout out to Brady Hawk. Go follow him if you don't. Now, two things going about Tyler Herro. The first one, Tyler Herro on his mindset this year. And this is a quote from Tyler Herro. Last year, I came in saying I want to average 25 points per game. I'm just here to play. Whatever I end up averaging, I end up averaging. Not here to push any agendas like All-Star or anything. This is exactly what we wanted to hear. I've said this in 2 videos now consecutively. We broke down Josh Christopher and all his quotes going into this NBA regular season. Again, those were phenomenal. As a young kid who has been bouncing around from G League team to G League team, from the Rockets now to the Miami Heat, with hoping to get a chance on the Miami Heat roster and make a name for himself and get some real minutes for this Miami Heat organization. And then we broke down Jimmy Butler's quotes and how he's really accepted the attitude, or really accepted the challenge, and really committed to this attitude where, watch this, I'm not going to do all this showboating, I'm not doing all this shenanigans, I'm here to just be Jimmy Butler and play basketball. And now Tyler Herro, he comes out and he says, last year, yeah, I came into the league, I wanted to average 25 points per game, I wanted to be the guy. Now he's here just to play. There's no agendas. He doesn't want to score 25 a game. It's not in the back of his head. He doesn't want to make an all-star team. That's not at the top of the checklist. The top of the checklist is being the guy the Miami Heat need the most in order to be the best player and create the best team. And again, to piggyback onto that idea, shout out to Clutch Points once again on Twitter. They go on to quote Tyler Herro. And again, I will have the clip of this actual quote from Tyler we will break down in just a minute, so you can actually hear his demeanor and his tone when he does speak and does say this. But he goes on to say, and I quote, "Y'all can say I'm a starter or I'm off the bench. We gonna let the best coach in the league decide, and we're gonna let one of the best GMs ever to do it to do this decide." End of quote from Tyler Herro. Tyler Herro on his role going into the 2024-2025 season. So remember when I mentioned him possibly not being the starter? This is why. Tyler Herro's come out during the media day when being questioned about, hey, does the role matter? Does the points per game matter? Does the starter/bench player matter? What matters to you, Tyler Herro? And he comes out and he says this. You guys can say whatever you want. You can say I'm a starter. You can say I'm coming off the bench as a 6th man, 7th, 8th, or 9th man. It doesn't matter to me. As long as I'm doing what I'm asked to from this Miami Heat team, from the Miami Heat organization, and Pat Riley and Erik Spoelstra, I am going to feel accomplished. If that means I'm coming off the bench and you guys want me to be the number 1 option as the 6th man, done deal. That's what I'm going to do. And this is what we needed. Don't look now, but this Miami Heat team might be putting the pieces together to actually be one of the best teams in the entire league, not just based off the overall talent, but just the way we're able to play together, the way things are going to mix, the way things are going to work together. It seems like things are really going to fall into place for this Miami Heat team. And again, it doesn't end there, as now we have quotes from Pat Riley, the one and only. I will say before we get to that, I will highlight Brady Hawk. Tyler Herro says he has ended the season weighing in at 189. That is very, very skinny. He now weighs 201 pounds, says he's ate a lot of food this offseason. Obviously, we know that, as we just broke down this quote earlier from Anthony Chang. And again, this is massive. The sense of adding to a frame, again, we saw Giannis do it. And I know this is a wild comparison, and it's nowhere near similar in the sense of actually in actual body frames. But Tyler Herro came into the league very skinny. Giannis came into the league very skinny. Giannis has the best nutritionist in the world and now looks like a bodybuilder. If Tyler Herro, I'm not saying he puts on mass at that rate, but again, if he can just add a little bit more muscle, a little bit more weight to his frame, things could drastically change. He will not be considered a blow-by on defense. He can actually be considered very respectable due to having a 6'6 frame and a decent wingspan. If he adds a little bit more weight to his frame, he could definitely be a good two-way player rather than a great offensive player and a liability on the defensive end. I absolutely love this. I love everything that we've broken down so far. And again, it is not over yet, as we have a quote from Erik Spoelstra before we get into the 2 clips, both of one of Erik and one of Mr. Tyler Herro. This is from Heat Lead on Twitter. Erik Spoelstra states that Tyler Herro did, and I quote, everything he asked of him this offseason. Here's more on that. And again, I do have the clip, which I will play for you guys, including the Tyler Herro clip where he does tell you guys, doesn't matter if you guys say I'm off the bench or a starter. So let's get to it. I'm going to first play the Erik Spoelstra clip. It's about 15 seconds long. And again, this is massive. Having someone like Erik Spoelstra at the helm and then having him have faith in someone in Tyler Herro who has had a very up and down track record without a doubt, in the sense of either being available when he is available, not being very consistent for a mix of reasons, whether it's the inability to stay on the floor and find a rhythm, or just an inability to really mix into the offense and the players' personnel that we have on the floor and really available to play. So now here's Erik Spoelstra commenting on Tyler Herro and what he did this past offseason.
Tyler did everything that I asked of him this offseason. Everything. I love the work that he put in. He and I were in constant contact when I was overseas. He really worked on the skill work, as he always does. He's so skilled. But he worked on the specificity of what we'll need, for this team.
Now again, he's a bit ecstatic when he says this. He's a bit excited when he says this, and he should be. This player who could be the one that pushes the needle for this Miami Heat team as that 20-point per game scorer, that 16 to 22 points per game. If he's coming off the bench, whether he's starting, whatever the dynamic of this Miami Heat roster ends up being, this could be a breakthrough for this Miami Heat team going into this season, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. And once again, I have to play this video of Tyler Herro really just acknowledging just just watch this. This is huge. This shows him being very, very mature and very willing to just do what is called upon him, and I can't wait to see how it plays out.
Your role every year. Why does starting matter? And do you honestly care one way or another as long as the minutes and the role and the being part of the closing unit and all that stuff is there?
Honestly, I'm going to just leave it to Spo and Pat. Whatever they say I am, that's what I am. Y'all can say I'm a starter, I'm off the bench. We're going to let the best coach in the league decide. We're going to let one of the best GMs or presidents ever to do this decide. If I'm starting or coming off the bench, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win a championship.
And again, this is not Tyler Herro kind of being sour about it, like, man, if you guys want me to be a sixth man, like, I guess I'll do it. No, this is him saying, hey, I have one of the greatest GMs to ever be involved in the game of basketball. Like, I have Pat Riley, whether he is GM or whether he is the president of basketball operations or he is just a flat-out owner, he is very, very good when it comes to being a part of an organization, a professional franchise in the NBA. He's been doing it for 1,000 years at this point. And then as well as obviously having Erik Spoelstra, who we just highlighted with his own quotes about Tyler Herro. I think the wheels are turning for the Miami Heat. Don't look now, but this Miami Heat team could be a serious, serious problem if everything can click together and everyone just adapts to their roles and accepts the attitude, accepts the job description, and gets their job done. But again, that'll be it for this episode of Heat Digest. Let me know down in the comments, how excited are you guys for these answers to these quotes from Butler, Josh Christopher, Tyler Herro, whoever it may be? Do you think this is really going to propel this Miami Heat team going into next season and throughout the entirety of that season? That'll be it for this episode of Heat Digest. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.